I'm a classy bitch.
You are beautiful. I think you're beautiful.
Oh, love it. All right.
I agree. What are you doing? So weird. Oh dear.
All right.
Yay. I've never done a live stream before, so I don't know what's going on.
Okay. Do you want me to do a bit of an intro and
Yeah.
get people acquainted? Okay. So for those of you, I hope that you know what you're signed up for with this live show, but we're going to be talking about our May book of the month, which was Lifelike by J. Christoph. And I think we'll start out with just like a really brief spoiler-free section, talk about our ratings and like overall thoughts, just in case there's anyone who hasn't finished reading the book. And then we're going to dive into all of the spoilery things and talk all about the nitty-gritty details and absolutely everything. I do have the comments thing open.
Oh, okay. Just comment on things. Does this work?
Yeah. So okay. Keeping an eye on that. And it is just going to be me and Piera for this live show. BT dubs, people. Can only see Piera though, not Kaz. Oh, on the live thing, do you have like yourself, like have you clicked the button at the bottom that's like says Piera, like your one? Have you clicked it already? I
just clicked it then.
And okay, maybe unclick it because they're saying they can't see me.
I can definitely see you.
Oh, that's so weird. Hold on, let me just have a...
It's just flicking back and forth now.
Oh, that's so weird. Why is it not going... It's like not flicking between the two screens.
Mine wasn't doing that just then, but then I clicked you and it was doing it.
Okay, hold on.
Even when you were talking. Like right now it's flicking. Live stream.
Is it flicking back and forth?
Yeah, for me.
Okay, thank God. Sorry, I was like looking at the live show so I could hear us talking while you were talking.
Gotcha.
All right, cool. Yeah. So yeah, we're gonna... Oh, I should tweet about this.
Can someone just like comment on the comments thing to just prove to me that it works? Because I don't know. Ah!
Are you on the YouTube page?
No.
Because it won't show up in this screen.
Hold up. What is going on? Okay. I copied that link. I'm so useless. Piera, why? So I don't need to be looking at our Google Hangout. What's going on? Okay. Oh, shit. People are here. Okay. So useless. Piera,
I can hear it playing.
So do I... What do I...
Do you want to mute the...
Oh, shit. People are...
YouTube page?
What?
I can hear it playing.
So do I... Okay, is that better?
I think so, yes.
Okay. Jesus Christ.
Oh my God, what a hot mess. Okay, sorry guys, this is just...
I found the comments.
Okay, it's everyone's saying it works, which is fabulous, awesome. Okay.
Welcome. Yeah, real life footage of me learning how to live stream.
Yep.
Whatever.
It's so confusing as well because YouTube just keeps changing it all the time. So I'm like, oh, I know how to live stream. And then I'm like, what is this page?
And now I'm watching both and it's going like, I'm like a few seconds delayed and I'm just confusing myself.
So weird.
Okay, welcome. Fantastic. I know we've done this. Look at my nose. Okay. Live show.
Okay, we're going to talk about Lifelike by J. Christoph. So yeah, as I mentioned, this intro bit will be spoiler free, so if you haven't read the book, A-okay, and then we'll give you a heads up when we are going to dive into spoilers, just in case you haven't finished the book and don't want to have everything ruined for you. Yeah, so I'm going to start with a star rating and just kind of general thoughts on Lifelike.
Me? Okay. Yes. Because I first read it, when did we first, Jay gave us an advanced copy.
Like January, February.
Oh, was that this year? Okay, this year.
It was earlier this year.
Yeah, and I read it straight away. And look, instantly my thoughts were like, it's obviously, it's not Nevernight. Because I will now compare everything I ever read to Nevernight. So I was reading this, waiting for like the smut and the blood and the gore, and there obviously is none. Or minimal. So obviously that was I want to say like a barrier, but it's really not what I'm trying to go. So I mean, like I enjoyed it for like a YA sci-fi, but like I wouldn't rate it as like one of my most favorite books of all time. I'm gonna die happy. I mean, like it was still an enjoyable read. Like I haven't read much like AI sort of stuff before, or anything like that. So that was nice to read about. But yeah, I mean, like I gave it. I don't know what like my ratings change on like a daily basis. I'd say like a 2.5 to a 3. Like I enjoyed it. Didn't love it. Probably won't reread it. But yeah, I'm gonna just blow my nose. Please hold.
It's okay.
Tell me about you.
Well, I did really enjoy it. I think I'm pretty good at not comparing things to Nevernight.
Yeah, speak for yourself.
I honestly went in not actually knowing what to expect, and I was really pleasantly surprised. I think I'd probably give it like 4. Well, originally before like chatting with Jay about it and hearing some of like more in-depth things, like reasonings behind things, like there was a few things that I didn't love, like the romance and some of the characters, but like chatting with Jay, you realize that a lot of that is intentional.
Exactly,
and it's like, well, I'm sure we'll get into the romance a little bit later on. That's why I love doing these book clubs, because I think it just makes you appreciate the book more, hearing different opinions and things like that. So I'm verging on a 4 to a 4.5 for LIFELike.
Yeah, I was just like, Mia's not in there, I don't want to read it.
Well, there was like these mentions of crows flying, and I was like, it's Mia reincarnated.
There she is, my girl.
I've missed you, girl.
No. Yeah, I mean, I think I'm so past YA now. I say that like loosely. Like I obviously still read YA, but I'm so past like YA that anything to me that isn't like boys, that isn't like 1,000 pages long with like in-depth, like it's just that going from reading like hardcore adult fantasy all the way back to I don't want to say like baby YA, but like fresh.
It's pretty like
it's not heavy, it's not
in comparison to like Nevernight, when they're cussing everywhere and then like so much blood and guts and gore, it was so much tamer.
Yeah, exactly.
And like sex scenes fade to black rather than going in all the details about what goes in where. All that fun jazz.
Yeah.
Ooh. So we're getting
like
sorry, I was just going to say, I'm looking at the comments and we're getting like, I've asked what their rating is. It seems to be like an average of like 3.5 to 4 stars.
Yeah. And I mean, on that one, what you said about like my thoughts definitely changed after talking to Jay about it. Like with stuff like the romance, like as Beck mentions, like the Romeo and Juliet romance. Like reading it, I was like, oh, this is such a crap love. Like, why are we into this? But then he's done that intentionally.
Yeah,
and that's like not a thing you might not have known unless you had seen him talk about it.
Yeah, because in terms of like this, I think we'll probably start getting spoilery. This at the moment isn't too bad, but we will start getting spoilery from this point onwards. Just letting y'all know. But yeah, I think like initially when I saw Romeo and Juliet, I thought just star-crossed lovers, but he's like, no, it's actually like that really unhealthy love, like with a really quite obsessive over each other and think it's like lifelong love, but maybe it's just lust, and then it's so out of proportion. And so like it felt a bit insta-lovey and it didn't seem healthy at all. And that's totally intentionally. Like you're not supposed to love the romance in this book.
Yeah, it's not, you're not supposed to be like, oh, even old mate. Like it's supposed to be like, oh, what are you doing?
Exactly. Like when it started getting like, because I think there was a bit at the start where Eve was having a flashback, and it was a flashback with Faith. And I think Faith said to her, have you ever been in love? And so when she first saw Faith again, but obviously didn't know who she was and had that flashback, I was like, oh, does she love Faith? Oh, I'm ready for this romance. Because like Faith was out to kill her and just like so much tension here. And then it ended up being Ezekiel. So I was like, oh, okay. Well, we didn't get the female.
Now I'm like so over straight relationships. I'm like, unless there's like female, male, female, like one of everything. Like unless
it's all to me,
I just don't want. I don't care about it. Like white standard stuff.
Yeah,
but
so yeah. So I'm having a quick look through the comments to see.
Beck says, "Did you predict any of the plot points?"
Well,
I feel like I got a lot of them.
Page 28.
Except for like the last big reveal. I don't think I remember seeing that coming.
Wait, the reveal about Lemon Fresh or Eve?
Eve.
Oh, okay. So with everything that happened with Eve, on page 28, I started having my suspicions.
Yeah. My first suspicion with like the whole Lemon thing was like as soon as it happened.
I didn't suspect Lemon at all. It was completely opposite for me. That took me by surprise.
I suspected it, and then like it kind of died off throughout the rest of the story until it was mentioned again. Because I mean, it's not like she's out there doing magic the whole time. Like it's like one time, a bunch of other stuff happens, another time. And it wasn't until the other time that I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, like I suspected there was something more going on there, just because she was having with a new ability, I can understand, like, obviously the character's not going to know how to harness it completely. But I was like, it's just so weird how it's like absolutely nothing. She can't feel anything. And then it just happens. You don't even know how she does it. So I'm like, what's going on here? But I didn't actually put 2 and 2 together that it was Lemon Fresh that had the ability.
I think, oh yeah, surprise spoilers from here on out if you didn't already know.
Yes, heavy spoilers from
Can
now
I just
onwards.
straight up say, like, before we get into the spoilers, Kaiser ruined my life. He ruined my life. Because he was like, oh no, and then he was like, oh, okay, and then he was like, no, he's gone. And I think them dragging his body around,
oh my god,
really messed me up. I was like, I'm not about that.
I mean, we had a bit of a chat about this in the book club meeting, and it was like, someone was like, so Jay, what do you have against dogs? Like, because in
killing things.
Exactly. Like, even though they're cyborg dogs and there's not actually much of the real dog leg, in Kaiser's case, it's a bit of his brain, but I was like, it's still a dog.
And they're shaped like a dog, they act like a dog, they're a dog. Like, they're straight up a dog. Even when, like, little Fluffy exploded, I was like, oh no!
I know. Oh, no. Precious little Fluffy.
But I was like super displeased by that. And I was like, Jay, what's your problem?
Especially since with the last book that we talked about, Assassin's Apprentice, there's more things with dogs, like all of them dying as well. So I was like, what?
The book I'm reading right now, animals are dying left, right, and center.
No.
And I'm like, what? Stop doing it. Like, yes, it evokes an emotion, but I'm still just like, stop it.
They are innocent, beautiful creatures. Do not harm the pups.
Anyway, back to LIFEL1K.
Yep.
Where are we? Predictable stuff.
Yeah. Will a recording of this be on either of your channel tomorrow? Yeah, this is going to save on Piera's channel, so if you're not able to stay and watch the entire thing, you can definitely come back afterwards. Yes, kill the animals, not the humans. I mean, sorry, kill the humans, not the animals. I read that comment wrong. I'm sorry, that was really my bad.
Murder!
I'm sorry, I meant kill the humans.
God, that's funny. That's funny.
Oh.
What else? Have I read anything compared to the Poppy War? This is not about the Poppy War, but no, I'm still not over it. I have nothing. The book I'm reading currently is like, yeah, it's nowhere near, but it's doing the job. Poppy War. This isn't Poppy War talk. Yeah.
What did you think of Preacher?
I didn't love him as a villain.
I mean, I didn't either. I didn't know how to feel
like. No one's laughing at this guy who's coming up spitting tobacco and wearing a hat. And I'm like, bro, I wouldn't be scared of you. I said, as a, like, you know, a 5'6" woman, you know, not afraid of anything except my own. I
just didn't know what to make of him.
Yeah, I didn't find him overly like scary or like there are some villains like I try. Kind of related, but sort of not related. I tried to film a top 5 villains video the other day, and I had one villain that I actually really loved and considered a villain. And so now everything that I have as a villain compares to that. And if it's not this like well thought out 3D, genuinely terrifying villain, then I'm just kind of like, meh.
Yeah, so. I do love my villains, but also they have to be really done well. Who was the one villain that you had on the list? Are you allowed to say?
One guess.
I'm trying to figure out which series it's from. Which one of the characters? There's so many characters.
Jackal! It's one of like the best villains ever.
Okay.
Fight a man. I love.
It's hard with that series just because there's so many characters that aren't necessarily villains, but they kind of are. So I'm like, which one do you mean? Yeah, no, he's like, he's relentless. He's not human. He is not human.
No, that's what I liked about him because he was like a genuine sociopath, psychopath.
Yeah.
And there was no like he had like his redeeming qualities were like it was a shit fuck of a video. But yeah, like so now when nothing compares to that, when it's just like it seems like these 2D villains who are like, I'm scary and angry and I'm going to chase you down with my dogs and my guns, I'm just like okie dokie.
Especially since there was one part. By the way, I've like completely annotated this copy of
LIFEL1K3. It does not look like that at all.
I was like, yeah, because I'm gonna have so many copies of this. I was like, there's gonna be one copy that I'm actually gonna write in. So I did that for the the book club meeting. I can't remember where it was, but like with his tracking, like the group had like were on their way to, what was that city called? Like
Eden?
No.
I don't know.
It was like the city of ships. Armada? I think it's Armada.
Maybe.
City of ships, where they've got like that boss queen. I think it's that one. I'm sure you guys hopefully know what I mean. But when they were like on their way there and Preacher was already there, and I was like, but how did you know they were going to go there? Like, it doesn't, I wish we'd gotten more of an insight into how he works. Like, he's a super mysterious character.
I think we'll get more of that in book 2.
Yeah, I just, like, yeah.
I don't know. Like, it was, I don't know. Like, I understand what Jay was trying to go with, like how he was saying at the book club, like he's the character that just, you know, you need to sleep, you need to eat, you need to have rest, but he just can keep going. I don't love those kinds of characters because I'm like, well, you know, where do you end, basically? Like, if you have a villain that's just like ultimately cannot be defeated, or what the fuck's the point? So I was like, well, you know, unless you have, like, you know, if you're in this day and age, you know, like Ezekiel gets his arm blown off, and that's not the end of the world for him. He just gets a new arm.
Yeah.
And, you know, like that's like everything has a band-aid or a fix. Yeah. Whereas I prefer the ones that, you know, don't necessarily have that.
Agreed.
One thing that I want to mention, because Jean mentioned it in our book club, and it was possibly the funniest thing in the world. And I know we spoke about it on our group chat. But so there's like 2 sex scenes in this book, I think.
Yeah, something like that.
Zeke and Eve. I think something like that.
Like one flashback and one in present day.
Well, in the flashback, weren't they like 12?
No, I think it was only like 2 years previous, so they would have been like 16.
Oh, okay, right.
But then again, like Zeke would have been like 2 months old.
Yeah. So I was like, that's weird. But then which led to our conversation of how lifelike is a lifelike, because I guess it now works for Eve as well. But you know, what is semen a thing? Can they have babies? Can they not? Can she carry like what is he doing? Anyway, that was just I think Jay didn't really have an answer for.
Well, in our discussion, we actually kind of, because I think in yours you're like, yeah, he said it like the ejaculate is like engine oil, and he didn't actually talk about that in particular.
Joke.
Oh, really? Oh, it was a joke.
That was a joke. Jean's like, what is it, engine oil? And I was like, oh my god, ew. No, it wasn't engine oil.
Oh yeah. Okay, I remember our conversation, because then I was like, maybe that's why she got blown up, because she had engine oil and she was flammable.
Oh my god, it is not even midday yet. Boys.
Okay, so what I was going to say, oh my god, what was I going to say?
How did you think about the map? Oh, well, I didn't even get a map in my copy, so.
Yeah,
and I haven't actually gone to look at a real map. So.
This is what the map looks like.
I think I've seen it. Put it up again.
Sorry, I was going to say something. Fuck. What were we talking about?
Ejaculants.
Oh, yes. Okay, so in our book meet, he went into a little more detail about that, because I was like, maybe like if they're trying to make a better human, would they ultimately want them to try and procreate like as an endpoint? But obviously those versions couldn't. And Jay was like, no, I think that'd be the stupidest thing ever. And it was like, because like they just take over the world. Like humans would lose control if they were able to multiply. And we'd probably go extinct, and then the world would just be run by lifelike. So I don't think that they'd ever give them the capacity to do so.
Okay. Wild. Who was your favorite character? Lemon.
Oh yeah, Lemon as
probably Lemon.
Absolutely.
Look, I liked Lemon, but sometimes I did feel like she was a bit much. Like there were times where I was like, okay, like I get it, you're the funny guy, like you're the comic relief, like I get that, like let's just chill out. But like out of all of them, like I've heard leaps and bounds. Can you hear the boys screaming in the background?
Yeah. But it's fine. It's fine.
Is it?
We all know to expect this. No, I absolutely love Lemon Fresh, and then Cricket was cute as.
Cricket, but again, like I'm always just gonna make comparisons. I was like,
oh yeah,
funny as Mr. Kindly.
Yeah,
he's not as good. I think that's a hard thing about being like a hardcore fan of a book, that when the author brings out another book, you're like, it doesn't compare. I'm never going to read anything you write again unless it's like Mia. So, which is not the case, but this is the thing I have to go through every day.
Oh my God, the struggle is real. But yeah, like all throughout the book, except for it was getting to the point where Lemon was like, oh, I need to tell you something, and then it didn't happen. Like up until that point, I was really impressed with Eve telling Lemon everything that was happening. I was like, yes, the communication, like no lack of communication here. Obviously, I was a little bit wrong because Lemon did have a secret, but I really appreciated that from the main character. She wasn't actually hiding something from her best friend.
Halen, yeah.
Like it was really refreshing to see that. Yeah, at least being slightly more one-sided. Yeah, and I was like, yes, I live for this.
I agree. Oh, sorry, I'm so gross.
And I think that the lack of communication in here wasn't like detrimental to the story. It was just a bit of a twist and like confuses things and then causes tension between the characters rather than it being like.
I'm still so mad at that ending.
Pardon?
I'm still so mad at the ending.
The ending.
Like the best, like that's like she's your best friend, and then she was like, "Just leave, go." And
I was so upset.
Why?
So upset.
Why would you do that?
I know. I think it was just like the last straw, and everyone had lied to her. Everyone she thought like she cared for had lied and betrayed her in some way.
Lie. Just surprised you don't have powers. It's me. Oh, that sucks. But I mean, like, look, I'd be hurt if I thought I had powers and somebody else actually had the powers. I'd be like, oh,
I'd be salty.
Yeah, but I'm like, don't you have enough going on for you? Like, if anything, and I was Eve, and like Lemon was like, oh, I actually have the power, not you. I'd be like, oh, thank God, something that's off my plate and I don't have to deal with while I'm dealing with all of these other things.
Exactly.
So that's great.
Yeah.
I'm keen for book 2 because I don't know what Jay told you guys, but about how he's flipping it with Lemon being the lead, which I'm super psyched for. And like it's like not a buddy cop story, but like Lemon, Cricket, Zeke, and someone else. They all pardon?
Is it someone we've met?
I don't know. I don't remember. I can't for the life of me remember what he was saying. But they like split up into groups. Yeah. And I'm convinced that it'll be like Zeke and Cricket. That we like split up because like I mean of course that's going to be like comedy gold at that point.
God. And now that Cricket isn't like absolutely hating on Ezekiel for having like that big body, he was so jealous. Yeah, this monster robot, and he'll be like
now like a
prancing around.
That I saw coming. Like the second time that he mentioned being tiny or something, I was like, well, he's gonna get like a big body at the end. At some point,
I didn't actually think about that just because I was making comparisons to Full Metal Alchemist because one of the main characters is short and people comment it all the time. And he's always just like, don't call me little. So I was making those comparisons when I was reading Lifelike throughout the entire thing. It was just like,
every time that happens in any media, like they become big for like a second or like the whole thing. And then like, I'm big and scary. And then they like wreak havoc and then they go back to being small again. And they're like, oh, it was good while it lasted.
Yeah.
Something ridiculous like
So I'm just responding to a comment. I found it so creepy how Gabriel never changed his clothes. Same.
Nobody ever changes their clothes. Like, let's be real. That's just a thing that we have come to accept. Hey, baby. Hi.
It was just so interesting in this case. It actually pointed it out that Gabriel was still wearing the same clothes that he was wearing 2 years ago. And I mean, it makes sense because they wouldn't like...
Ew.
Well, they're made in such a way to be so lifelike that I'm assuming they'd sweat and stuff.
I mean, I've got favorite outfits that I wear like 3 times a week, but I mean, I definitely shower.
But like, yeah, for 7 days,
sorry,
type thing. I was like, surely they would have like worn through.
What are you doing? I am talking. You maybe exit. Sorry, I never get
like just like
my whole house. Like, there's always someone somewhere doing something
cute. Beck's like, the bird screaming equals me internally waiting for Dark Dawn.
Amen! We don't talk about Dark Dawn anymore, okay? We can't.
I'm so sad.
Can't. Anyway, yeah. Yeah, plot twist is Lifelike was a villain origin story. Yeah.
Yes.
That's what I really think is cool. I mean, I'm so excited about. To be like a great villain, but I mean, we'll see how ruthless she gets.
Mm-hmm.
In the next book.
But I just think like the fact that this was like, obviously we didn't find out until afterwards that it's a villain origin story, because I do think that's kind of spoilery. It's something that I think is really cool to think about afterwards. But that's made me so excited for the next book.
I see. I just want to know more about like the powers and stuff like that. Like that's like the whole lifelike part. Like, yeah, cool. But you know, I'm such a sucker for like superpowers and like people discovering powers and like learning how to handle their powers. That's like my kink. So I'm more for that than I am for like, you know, a bunch of bloody cyborgs with brains.
Yes.
I'm just sad that animals keep dying.
I mean, yeah.
Like salty about that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look, it's been such a long time since I've read the book. I don't remember much.
Okay.
Straight up.
Well, I can consult my notes for things, but I don't know where.
I'm also leaking from the face.
Pardon?
My face is dying. No. I literally never get sick, but then when I get sick, it's like the end of the world.
Yeah.
Like the ultimate man flu.
Dramatic.
The ultimate man flu.
Yeah, no, I'm really excited to learn more about the abnorms in book 2. I think we'll definitely get more of that.
Abnorms, yeah. Just looking at our notes that we have. Oh, the slang. Girl, the slang had me tripping. I don't have
an issue with slang typically, so I didn't.
It was just, this one was just so much. Like I've come to expect it from Jay. Like that's his thing, and I get that, and like it's totally cool. But there was something here that I was like, that does, like, I can't even imagine what that translates to in real life.
Yeah,
I don't know what that.
Oh well, most of these ones I actually didn't find too hard, because like if you actually look at the word, like it's derived from something else, or it's two other words put together. I think I just don't have an issue with slang, because I read A Clockwork Orange, which is literally 90% slang, and I understood none of it, and that made me mad. So everything else in comparison, I'm like, yeah, this is sweet. I totally get it.
No, some of them I was just like, there was one early on before like we got into it and I knew what everything meant. There was like a full sentence where it was like maybe like a 10-word sentence, and every second word was like a slang, and I was like, I don't even know what that's like. Reading a sentence in a different language, I was like, I don't know what that means.
Well, when I first come across them, I translate it to an English word that I understand. So every time I just see the word, I just automatically switch it out.
I am definitely gonna die today. This is the end for me.
Right, at least we got to see you one more time.
Oh yeah, in all my fucking glory. What did you think of all the biblical references?
I mean, I thought it was really interesting. Like, I don't typically care for biblical references, and I don't think it's like not meant in like a religious sense, but more just like allegorical, so drawing parallels between the two. So it got me thinking quite a lot, and I was like considering, like, trying to figure out why things were the way they were based on what the relation was to the biblical references, if that makes any sense.
Yeah. And I don't know enough about the Bible and biblical references to draw a lot of them. Like most of them, like the names and stuff, I kind of got. Like Eden and Eve and all that sort of stuff. But like reading it at face value, I wasn't thinking that deeply into it. But then like going back for like this sort of stuff, I was like, okay, that makes sense. Like I understand why it was Eden, and I understand why it was Eve and Gabriel and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
So
well, like, as soon as like we started actually meeting, it was Ezekiel, and after we'd met Faith as well, I was like, they've all got like virtuous or like angelic names. And then I was like, Eve is a biblical name. What does this mean? So I was like, obviously there's something going on here with the lifelike. So that was another point where I was like, there's something here. Is she a lifelike? What did it mean?
The sea monster. Yeah, I don't know if we'll get more with like the Krakens or not. I don't know. I assume we might, but I don't know if that'll be like a whole point in itself, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
I wonder if we'll get more of like the brotherhood and all that sort of stuff. I am literally so I don't know. Balls off screen. I don't know. Aries,
cover yourself.
Cover your shame.
No, Mom, look at me. I'm a big boy.
I'm a real boy. Yeah. So I don't know if that'll be like a huge main point. Like I don't know if we'll like go back and address the Krakens, but I thought it was cool with like the names of the people who worked in there. I don't remember them right now, but I remember like what they were like.
Yeah, it was like their name was basically like kind of what their role was, and I thought that was really interesting. I think like there's definitely the potential to go more into it because like those workers are like so dehumanized and like they are their work type thing.
What like is there multiple of like the same job description?
Yeah, that's what I was assuming.
Healer 1, Healer 2.
Yeah, exactly.
Healer A. Yeah. Yeah, I mean that's pretty much all I've got in terms of that. I'm trying to think what else.
I'm flicking through my annotations to see what I've got. Let's have a look at the purple notes because that means I like things.
You like things?
Like all the different colors mean something different, and purple is usually like a quote I like or something that's happened that I just absolutely love, and it's not necessarily related to anything specifically like character development. One of them was the communication. I love it. Sorry?
I was completely irrelevant. I was going to say one thing I miss about Sydney is the drive-through Krispy Kremes.
Oh my god, they're so good.
I used to live near one and I'd go there like every other day. Sorry, I'm just really craving food right now.
Don't mention it. I'm like in the mood to eat some greasy shit to hide my shame.
I just want to eat anything right now, but I can't. My throat is like razor blades.
Oh, you poor thing.
I tried to have some soup and I fucking hate soup. It just didn't work. I was like, nope, okay.
That's the worst. I was like, I filmed some videos yesterday. I know what? Who am I? And like it was doing. One of them was unboxings, but it's like all of my May unboxings because I had like 5 boxes. So I was like, okay, this needs to go up now. By the end of it, my throat was so sore.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are there any other questions that y'all have?
That last one just popped up and I was like, what? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I think Jay has a thing for Krakens. Who's ringing? Jacob John, go away. Sorry, Jacob's ringing. I've got to like decline it on my computer. Leave me alone. Yeah, because it rings on my phone and it's hooked up to my computer, so it like FaceTimes.
Okay.
Live streaming, go away.
What else was I wanting to talk about? What did you think about Ezekiel and how obsessive he is over Eve? I think that's something that he's probably going to deal with a lot in book 2.
Yeah.
Because it's like an unhealthy obsession and like he's so consumed by what he thinks is his love for a girl. And it's just like, but why? Why? What's causing him to be so fixated and like doesn't do anything for her? And it's like they knew each other for like 1 to 2 months. And then ever since then, he's been like looking for her for the past 2 years type thing. So I think it's definitely something that will be explored in book 2 more.
I agree. But yeah, look, I'm like
creeped out, but I'm really creeped out by it. That's why I was like, Ezekiel, you're such a but I'm really curious about it. Yeah, absolutely.
It's like back on like your communication thing, like at the beginning where he was like calling her Anna or whatever, and then she's like, why? And he just wouldn't tell her. It's like, just tell her, man. Just say, hey, we were in love once, and then I shot you.
How could you not remember?
Was it he? Did he shoot her in the head, or was it someone else? It was him, wasn't it?
In the head. Yeah.
Yeah. Then I shot you in the skull. To just say it out loud.
Yeah.
With words. I'm here for communication.
Give me that communicado. The main character, for once, was the one person who was really great with communication. It was everybody else.
Wild.
What is this madness?
But yeah, do you guys have any what?
Beck's just like, Ezekiel is like imprinting on Eve, but romantically.
That is some Jacob Black shit. Jacob, yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, I mean, do you guys have anything that you want to have us discuss or talk about, or feelings and stuff?
Oh my god, we've been doing this
I
for
don't
like
know.
45 minutes, so we'll probably wrap it up in a little bit. But if you guys do have any other pressing questions, let us know.
Totally doesn't have to just be lifelike related. I mean, now that you've got us here. Jacob John, don't you dare come home and make me soup. He's commenting on the... He's being mean to me.
Mm-hmm.
Rude. Yeah. What are you reading right now, Cats?
6 of Crows. I'm on the last like 30 pages.
Yeah. Boys are excited for that too. Yes. Good.
I was hoping to finish it on Friday because I usually read on my commute to and from work, but like it was the end of the day. My brain had switched off. I'm just like, I'm going to play games on my phone.
I'm going to stare out the window and pretend I'm in a music video. Boys.
Yes. So yeah, what about you? What are you reading right now? Are you is it still Malice?
Yeah, I'm actually reading Malice by John Gwynne, which I've had on my TBR for like months. And I wasn't reading anything else, and I was really feeling like a fantasy, so I was like, okay, I'll pick it up. And it started off really slow, so I did some like Googling about like reviews and stuff, and people are like absolutely loving it. Like, yeah, it starts off real slow, but then it gets like real good, and it's just started to get more intense. So I'm like, yeah. So hopefully it will
run out.
Good, yeah. And I know that there's like a he gets like a wolf like sidekick, and that's what I'm living for.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Right up your alley.
I know. I'm just gonna go grab the birds so they stop yelling. Give me one sec.
Yeah. Have you read Not Your Sidekick yet? I think Piera has started it. Did she finish it? I can't remember. I have not started it because I only received it, like it was out of stock in a lot of places here, and I only got it in the mail on Friday. So after I finish 6 of Crows, I'm going to be reading Not Your Sidekick. Yeah, did he just poo? Like on you?
Oh dear.
I was just answering. Someone was like, "Have you read Not Your Sidekick yet?" I haven't. Did you start it? Have you finished it?
Yeah, I finished it.
You finished it. Yeah. What was your rating for it? Just curious.
I went with like a 2.53. It's just not my jam. It's not my jam. I would have loved it when I was like 12 or 13. But at this point, it was just like I saw everything coming. I liked like the romance in it, obviously being not white people, not straight white people. So I was down for that. Oh no, can you see the birds? But yeah, I didn't care for it much at all.
Haven't had luck with your reading for the book club.
I know, I've been in such a slump lately as well. Like after the Poppy War, I was like, there's nothing that I want to read. I don't care about anything anymore. What else?
Fabulous. I think we'll also probably, just a heads up for people watching, we're probably going to announce the July book in the next few days, maybe. Sometime next week, we're going to announce. Because I don't think we're doing a poll.
Can you remind me what the book of the month is?
Am
I picking the book?
Yeah, you chose it.
Did I?
Yeah.
Can you just
Just
text me what I said. I don't remember. Anyway,
it's a reread for you because Piera's been like having not a huge amount of fun with all the books that we're doing. So we're like, fine, we'll choose something that you're gonna love.
Which is not ideal, but we'll see. Anyway.
We might change it up, so that's why we're not gonna say what the book is just yet.
Okay. The massive cat scratching. Yeah, I've had that since like before I got Artie, so like 3 years ago. They love it. It's all they care about. It's usually in our bedroom, but Jacob moved it because we got a new bed, and it makes me sad. So
yeah, I was wondering about that. I was like, it wasn't there when I was sleeping in there.
I mean, like, yeah, now they just sleep on top of me, which is fine, which they did anyway. But like, they sleep in here, on here. What are you boys doing? Why do you look so sus? Trick, don't. They're sitting on top of my computer, just creeping on me. Yes, the birds poop everywhere when they're out. We've trained them, like as soon as we get them out of the cage for the first time, we take them over to the sink and they poop, and then just say good boy because Jacob absentmindedly taught them how to do that. You right, Cactus? Sometimes, like then if I forget, I'll just take them to do whatever, and they'll just poop. They're pretty good. They'll usually poop like in the shower, over a sink, or on like a bench that I can wipe off. Like they rarely poop on people.
Yeah,
that's tricky. You can see there.
Is it his tail feather or is he like looking down?
His little toe. Yeah.
Oh, cute.
Hi.
Oh,
Yeah, so they're usually pretty good, but I mean, every now and again we'll have a mishap where I forget and they poop on me. Yeah. He loves it. They also laugh a lot lately. Like, did I show you them laughing when you came up last?
Yes. I think so. The camera shy.
Cool, embarrass me, whatever. They usually wait till they bite me and then they laugh. So
No.
rude. I think Tactus is a girl, did I tell you?
Yeah, you had suspicions, hey.
Yeah, I think he's a girl. I mean, he might not be. He might just be a little turd, but I also think he's a woman. Anyway. Everyone's always like, how do you get the cats and the birds to, like, get along? I was like, they don't. They do not get along. Aries is constantly trying to attack them. Artie doesn't care about them. But
Aries
yeah,
is ready to pounce.
Yeah, but Tactus likes to swoop Aries when they fly around the house. So I'm like, you're gonna get eaten. But he's also like, can you see the green on him now? He was supposed to be like purely turquoise, but he's got like these green. Don't. That's my drink. Okay, you're being shit, so you're going away.
Bye.
Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, that's kind of all I've got for Lifelike.
Solid, but I like just the way it's ended and from what Jay has kind of told us about what to expect from book 2.
I'm excited
for the rest of the series.
Yeah, I'm keen for book 2 to see if it'll, like, I don't know, really get me in. Because sometimes, like, first books are like hit and miss. Like, they can be pretty good, and then, like, you're like, oh, do I read book 2? And then book 2 like sells it for you, whether it's crap or good.
And I think in this case, since it's kind of a villain origin story, it's definitely going to have, I think it's going to be quite different to the other books in the series. Like a slightly different setup. So I have faith. I think you're muted.
Better?
Yeah.
Okay. The bird must have stood on it.
Yeah.
Rude, boys. Rude. 100% trick. Stop it. Sorry. Okay. Well, this was fun. I'm going to go back to bed for the next 3 days and
sounds fab.
Try to, be a person.
Me too. I need to eat something, but
all right. Well, love you guts. Thanks for tuning in, team.
Thanks, everyone. And don't forget, Not Your Sidekick is our book of the month for June. And because we did this live show late, so a few more people like in the US could join us. But we will be doing the live show probably in 2 weeks' time.
Over on your channel.
Yeah.
Cool. Say bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye. No, he's like, just piss off, Mom. Ow. Okay. I don't know how to end it. So I'm just going to click stop
broadcast at the bottom.
Bye, team.
Bye.